Welcome everyone to the Union City Town Board regular meeting, July 8th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Town Hall. Keith, would you say a prayer for us?
Lord, we thank you for this time of fellowship where we come together on behalf of our community, Lord. We ask that you guide us and direct us, and may we each make decisions on what's best for the community as a whole. And we ask that you take everyone home safely, and we thank you for everything in your name. Amen.
Amen. Chad?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bob McGregor.
Present.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Keith Dennis.
Here.
Dale Quigley. Chad Fisher.
Here.
Dale Quigley is absent. Quorum time is at 6:08.
All right, number 5, consent agenda items. All matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustees member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. Do I have a motion for 5A, B, C, D, E, and F?
I have a question. Might be done. With the special meeting, wasn't there a special meeting on the 17th instead of the 24th?
No, it was the 17th instead of 14th.
17th instead of 14th. Oh, okay.
Is that a typo in the
Yeah.
agenda?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to notate item C, special meeting was on June 17th, 2024, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you have June 10th meeting minutes over, Mark? June 10th?
Just look under the first page you're looking at. It's right under the signature page.
Can I see the June 24th one? Please.
There's another 10.
What's the other one? There you go. Thank you.
You are signing those after you look at them, right?
Sure.
You're gonna have to sign them anyway, you might as well sign them after you look at them.
Audit stack.
A lot of very
You wait on me. Huh? So you wait on me.
You ready? I'll make a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to send agenda items, with the typo on the June 14th.
Or C,
C, should say June 17th.
17.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Sustained?
Sustained.
Huh?
Is that an aye?
No.
Sustained?
You
Yeah.
abstain?
Yeah. If we can't get back to Dell and write letters back to Dell, there's no reason for me to vote either.
Approved. Number 6, the following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information. Regular monthly bills presented by the Union City County Treasurer Michelle Burns. Dispatch is $950, fire department is $4,554.56. General fund is $35,806 with 34 cents. Municipal authorities is $18,179. Municipal deposit funds is 0. Police department $11,228.07. Street and alley funds $248. Traffic bond refund is $37,540.75. Number 7, financial reports. The regular monthly financial reports for all funds are provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. At the close of business, June 30th, 2024, the bank balances are as follows. Forest Fest is $9,998.20. ARPA's at $103,483.02. Asset forfeiture at $28,534.84. Capital improvement at $251,242.73. General fund at $241,939.34. Street grant is empty. Street and alley at $11,824.21. Traffic bond and refund $34,417.80. Municipal authority is $677,234.26. Municipal deposit funds $53,787.90. Dispatch is $632.78. Fire department at $653,608.10. Police department at $370,358.16. Number 8, Department of Union City Code Enforcement. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Code Enforcement Officer Teresa Wilbur.
You guys have my report, any questions on that?
On all the current building projects that we have going on, have you gone back and checked to make sure that they're all following all the rules?
I cannot inspect, but I can go back and
Make sure that they're following the variances?
make sure.
And do you fill out a report when you go back to do that?
Huh?
Do you fill out a report when you go back to do that?
No, because I can't inspect legally.
Yeah.
No.
But you can make sure, but you're making sure that they stay within those variances that we've allotted?
99% of them don't get a variance. Or anything. Or building. If something takes longer than the normal amount of time, that's when I bring it back to.
Anyone have any questions on that? Alright, moving on. 8A, County Code 441 and 442 exception. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of a request from Tracy Williams of New Homes of Oklahoma to be allowed as an exception with the agreed conditions to Town Code 441 and 442 regarding weeds and trash for tract of land in the Town of Union City limits.
There's a letter, if you wanna read that letter.
I'm working my way to it.
It's here as well.
And I think Mr. Williams is
It's here
here.
as well.
Mr. Williams, would you like to speak, or y'all wanna hear the letter?
The letter might be more efficient than me, if that's all right.
Dear Union City Board of Trustees, I'm writing you in hope that you would allow us a variance on the 12-inch grass length for residential zoning for the pasture land that we recently rezoned. We do not plan to begin development on the property for a significant amount of time. If we are allowed to develop, it will be a long, several-year process. Our immediate desire is to find a neighbor or someone local who would be interested in utilizing the land for agricultural purposes for free. Bale hay, run cattle, whatever. There will be many acres undeveloped for years that could serve as agricultural purpose. Any chance that is acceptable to the community? We would like to request a variance for as long as development work has not begun and for it to remain natural pasture land. Across the state, it is not standard to brush hog vacant pasture land prior to development work. And during development work, state standards is a full brush hog 1 to 2 times a year. Once the land has been disturbed and development work begins, we will commit to having the development brush hog 3 times per year. If this is not permitted, we commit to having the land brush hogged by the end of July 2024. If you have a local citizen that has the equipment and would like the job, please let us know your recommendation, as we would love to keep the funds within the city. We also commit to having a specialist come to the property and determine if we have any illegal thistle on the premises. We would greatly appreciate your consideration on this request. Thank you, Tracy Williams, Hiawassee agent.
And we did reach out to the forestry department. He recommended that we go to the OSU extension agent regarding thistles. We did learn that there's only 3 types of thistles that are noxious. He shared with that. He asked us to send some photos, so on the way home I was going to try to take some pictures, but ultimately there's not a filed complaint, so we were trying to get them to come out, to be proactive on the thistles, but they were not willing to do that because there was a filed complaint. So if somebody wanted to file a complaint, we could, make those steps. But we will be proactive to reach out to OSU Extension and also take those photos.
So how many other types of thistles are there besides the 3 bad ones? Huh?
There's 8 types of,
8?
3 noxious.
The musk thistle is the biggest problem out there. The other night, I was out there bailing, just so y'all understand the hazard out there. I was out there bailing kinda late here before 4th of July, and we got all this rain, and somebody had used that oil field entrance to set off their fireworks. I mean, it's like a tinderbox out there at that point. It's not as bad right now since we got 4 inches of rain. But I mean, it's a hazard. And as for pasture land, the majority of that's cultivated ground, and it's really not pasture land, it's just cultivated ground that's grown up in weeds.
When was the last time it was cultivated?
That'd be prior to when Tracy had bought it, so probably been last summer. It had a crop on it when we bought it, but they kept the hay.
And just so you're aware, Tracy, there's nobody concerned about thistle on any properties throughout all of Union City except for yours. That's the only one they're concerned about.
Well, most
No,
of
that's
us,
not true. We're concerned
It's
about
not
this
true.
everywhere.
Well, I drove around and I found quite a bit of it, so, I mean, yeah, so you're picking on one guy, no, you should be. But y'all are, I just wanna make it clear that they're just picking on you specifically. There's a reason there's no complaint filed is because most farmers are not gonna go file a complaint on one farmer, because then they gotta worry about that same complaint getting filed on them.
The farmers are actively managing it across the town. Everybody's out trying to prevent it from being a problem.
Yeah.
They're working towards it.
They're gonna file
effort
complaints,
on
they're gonna
this
file
side.
complaints on you because it's up and down the city, it's up and down the side of the highway. So before you start throwing that rock, we're not complaining that we're picking on him. My neighbors behind me, they take care of it, I take care of it.
Yeah.
We take care of it around us. It's a pain in the butt.
thousands of dollars.
Thousands.
Oh, I'm aware, I've sprayed for it numerous times.
So what's the difference between this and what was already voted down?
I've been sitting here for almost 6 years,
Three
and you've
different-
never came in here and complained about a single person and a single thistle plant until this gentleman tries to do a land development. I'm just making that clear to you.
It's residential zone,
Yeah.
12 inches, that's the law,
That's not what we're even having the conversation about, we're talking about thistle.
Yeah, but they're over 12 inches, and they're a noxious weed.
So
I'm
are
just-
there noxious weeds on that to your knowledge, Tracy?
I apologize, that's not my expertise, but we were proactive, today to reach out to the forestry department again, and they said, because we were hopeful that they would come out, because I'm not familiar with to be honest, I'm not familiar with what thistle is.
You say been proactive, how many times have you
I know.
mowed the grass?
Okay. Do you not, that's about
I've
the
read it now.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got it right here in front of us.
Thank you for looking at it.
That's a noxious plant, or?
And each thistle that comes up. Just like a dandelion, everywhere.
Is there any other weeds that you're concerned about other than that one? You could be a lot easier on him, I think, if you bring him a list of all your concerns at once, instead of bringing up a new one each time we have a meeting.
I think if we held to the code, we'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
And again, on as far as the pasture, again, if anybody in here would like to cultivate for free, you're welcome to use it.
Yeah, I don't know what's different between this than what we voted on already.
This is a different proposal, I think.
Hmm?
I mean, it seems like it's worded word for word, I'm not positive, but.
No, they raised the issue on the thistle, that's in there, that was not in the last one. And then I think the proposals that it's making as far as mowing is a little bit different.
I have a brief question. The letter you guys had read there, Tracy Williams with who again?
New home.
Well, it says new home on our piece of paper, but was there a different?
Hiawassee 80.
Hiawassee 80, is that the same? New home is, and Hiawassee 80 is the same thing?
Same principles,
Same what?
principles. Not
Different entities?
Yes, sir. And the builder would be Blue Ribbon Construction, which is a different entity. I've been sharing that.
So my question is, what if there is someone that wants to farm it until he chooses to build?
It's zoned residential.
You could rezone back to ag and then farm it.
Can't farm residential.
You can't farm
Like I say,
residential.
rezone back to ag.
No, I'm not, I'm being serious. If we can't farm,
You can farm residential land. You can do anything you want to on residential land as long as you're meeting residential code.
What?
What's that?
I think I said, yeah, there should be one of those, where it says you guys have the authority to allow.
What she's provided to us says authority of Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees may, from time to time, on its own motion or petition, after public notice and hearing, amend, suspend, change, modify, or repeal the regulations and districts herein established.
You can allow an exception.
Say that louder,
You
please.
can allow an exception in any zoning district.
So it would be.
This is common practice, I mean, all over the place,
So it would be my recommendation, you know, what was the date that he had proposed for having it brush hog?
July of 2024.
At the end of July 2024, so beginning of August, if no one has decided that they'll farm it, is that brush hog? You know anybody that would
For free. I might even
not
pay
want to farm for free?
I think there's someone out there that would take it back over.
Who was leasing it before?
Jimmy Kohler.
But it was managed. He sprayed it and did all of that, and it hasn't been sprayed and managed.
What if it was the same person?
His colors wanted to take it, and they managed it.
And farmed it, yes.
The thing is we have to, because it's zone residential, by the code book, we're supposed to take care of our places 150 feet in. That's what the code reads. Well, we have undue burden just because of the zoning out there. It doesn't matter that we're zoned agriculture or not, it's in the code book that we have to maintain it for 150 feet in. Unless it's a harvested crop of, I think that would be human consumption.
It has to be cash crop. It can be soy. It has to be managed.
What section is that where you guys are maintaining your 150 feet?
It's in that same section, that four something.
So I'm just saying, because we couldn't allow until that elementary, that rule doesn't apply.
you can make any condition that you want to.
Residential zoning.
Jeff, where are you talking about the 150 feet?
150 feet, I'm looking for it.
And the numbers don't.
I see under F, it talks about if there's a residential structure on property that operates within a 200-foot radius around the home, but then it's not yet stated there.
Oh, it's, under, 4-4-1B.
4-4-1B.
Where it says,
And
the
weed
term
is
weed
not
is not.
included. That's a definition for weeds.
Is there anywhere that says 150
That's the only place.
It just says you can't have weeds
Is
over
that the
150 foot.
definition?
Yeah. Weed does not include tended crops on land zoned for agriculture use which are planted more than 150 feet from a parcel zoned for other than agricultural use.
Must be old fashioned land. Which would be just north of the pond. There's a pond on there about the middle of the, on Hiawassee property. So I would give them the same exception,
Yeah.
you know.
Also, we're not allowed to shoot firearms within a half a mile of residential zone. So we'll put extensions on there, we can use one of those too.
Again, related to this issue, we're happy to mow it, we'll get it done by the end of the month. If somebody, knows somebody that can start tomorrow and, you know, not a gouging price, we'll start tomorrow, but, we'll commit by the end of the month. I would love the opportunity to give somebody a lease for free, so. take a little bit of time. I do not have the gentleman's number that previously leased it, but it was whether it's him or the Raleigh family or anybody else that wanted to cultivate the land there, welcome to do so while we own it. If it was permissible to the city. You're welcome, sir. As long as you can do it residential, you're welcome.
I make a motion to accept 8A with all the exemptions of ag land extending to not only them, but the neighbors, pending the free lease option. If no one has taken them up on that, they will have to brush hog it by August 1st.
What would be the requirement moving forward if no one takes them up on it?
You're gonna have to brush hog it.
Continually in accordance with
You'll have to
code?
do it, 3 times a year.
Are you allowed to make the motion because you weren't on the prevailing side when we took it up on the 17th? Then the prevailing side have to make the initial motion?
There was no prevailing side, it was 2-2.
But the prevailing side would be the side that voted it down. It was voted down on the 17th.
No, it was
For
not,
the exemption.
it was,
Abstention, it counts as a no.
I understand that, ma'am. Thank you for being, I'll ask you the same question I asked your son. Did you get a law degree someplace also?
I have a parliamentary.
Very good.
So, but the
And I
abstention counts
understand
as a no,
I
and so
understand.
that would be.
I understand that, ma'am. Thank you.
So through procedure, and there's a procedure code, and it says.
I understand that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I think that a motion could be made, and that motion has been made.
Okay.
So motion was made, do I have a second? Motion fails, moving on. 8B, table. 8C, interlocal agreement. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of an interlocal agreement between the Town of Union City, Canadian County District 2, and the Rancho homeowners. Are you supposed to?
No action.
Motion table, no action. 8C, OU comprehensive report. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of the final comprehensive report from the University of Oklahoma. Do I have a motion to? Would that be 8D?
Yes, it should be.
Yeah, that's a typo.
Oh. 8D. Do I have a motion to accept their report?
And by that, I think you're just saying you're gonna accept it as.
That they gave it to
as
us.
they gave it to you. You're not approving or disapproving or anything like that. So you're basically accepting further action.
this packet.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve, 8D for your comprehensive report.
I'll second it.
It's 8C.
But
It's
it's
8D. There's a typo.
Sorry.
No, let's do that.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved.
Aye.
Number 9, Department of Union City Police. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review, consideration, and possible action and informational purposes by Chief Taylor. Operational report.
We also have a report, there's a few updates. Captain Oakman will be back Friday from his surgery. Mr. McKeel in dispatch is back today from military leave. We have both Tahoes from Mustang PD. One's currently getting decals and everything stripped and redone, and another one is getting picked up tomorrow. Radios, we've got all the equipment for that, and we should start installing the programming this week or next week for Oklahoma City. Pretty pumped about that.
So I'm here with this one of two Tahoes that we have.
We got them both, we got the second one today.
You know when they're gonna pull the stop signs, 59?
I was told they were not going to.
They're changing it, huh?
That's what, last we heard from the commissioner, right? ODOT said that they shouldn't.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Hopefully it keeps people slower. They've been feeding some crews on that road.
We got 4 cattle out, Jeff. I didn't know how to get ahold of you and not get cows out. A little white calf,
Oh, yeah, where?
right behind your house. Is that your cow
Black
there?
cat? I don't have any black cats.
No, white.
A white cat? Yeah, there was one the other day that got out.
Yeah.
And
We got him pushed off the road for you.
I appreciate that.
Adam, what is selective enforcement?
Basically there was a complaint, probably speeding or stop signs or something like that, and he sat there and ran traffic in that specific location.
How did we do over the 4th? Did we have a ton of DUIs or anything? Good,
Pretty calm.
good.
Couple of noise complaints.
Is this escape from custody, the prison deal?
It is.
And they sent him back home, right?
Yeah. We can't really dig out.
How did he get out?
Walked away.
Just walked away.
And so he was actually he was only there for a 90-day hold. He violated his probation. They put him in for 90 days on Thursday, and he walked out on Sunday. He couldn't make it 3 days.
Jeez.
Yeah, so now he's looking at an additional 20 probably for the escape from custody and the stealing the van and all that good stuff. From KLX, yeah, we tracked it back and recovered it in Yukon hotel.
He didn't stay in town long.
Did you get a reason why it took so long for them to notify
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
you?
No, it was either it wasn't time for a count, or they thought that they could figure it out on themselves before they contacted us. There's a count. Yeah, so what he was saying is right after the count he left, so the count again isn't for another 2 hours, so. But when you don't lock the gate, that's what happens.
Yeah.
On your, violation report, you have speeding 1 to 10. There's 23 citations given.
Mm-hmm.
And the total amount was $575?
Yeah, so state statute on a highway, the can exceed $25 fine for 1 to 10 on a US or state highway,
What do we charge?
$25.
Yeah. Boy, Minka got me for 200 and some change.
Might question the validity of that, but.
So, a 1 to 10 mile an hour speed limit
On a highway,
on a highway.
is no more than $25.
Statewide. So long as it's not.
I've never heard that either.
Light bulbs just went off, the same.
But those of you who have CDLs, it still goes on your record.
Utility count? No, it's state statute, you can't exceed $25 for 1 to 10 on a highway. Now, if you're going 6 over on a city street, I can still get you for $200, but 1 to 10 on a highway is $25.
No, we won't.
That's amazing.
And cities can't override that?
Now, there's specific rules. So that one's specific where the fine can't exceed $15 and the fees can't exceed $10 for the bicycle.
Yes.
So, and then on anything that's speeding, the fine can't exceed $250.
Interesting.
Yeah, I paid for, I don't know how
Well,
long, how long it's been in place,
The
but.
fine itself can be $250, but there's other fees attached to that.
How is Albright and Noteboom?
Noteboom will be good, he's back on Friday, I talked to Albright today, and he's getting there. His new kidney is doing very good since they got the old ones out. The problem is, his wound opened up, so he's been on a wound vac for about 2 months now, and he's still got a little bit more time left on that.
Poor guy. All right, any more questions on police? 9A, surplus 2017 Tahoe, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance to declare 2017 Tahoe VIN number 284422 as surplus to be sold as is to law enforcement agencies only for a negotiable asking price of $18,000 to be deposited into capital improvement upon payment.
So this is an older Tahoe with a lot of miles. I figured it would probably be more beneficial if we kept the emergency equipment in there and instead of paying another $3,000 to get it removed and try to sell it as is to an agency that needs one. And as we discussed when we approved the purchase of those Tahoes to deposit into capital.
Is it good enough to go to another agency?
I mean, if you get a 1 square mile agency that doesn't put a lot of miles on it, we just put a lot of miles on vehicles really quick, so.
Do you know how many miles are on that one?
178, I think.
I make a motion that we surplus the 2017 Tahoe for 9A to be sold as is to a law enforcement agency only for negotiable asking price of $18,000 to be deposited into the capital improvement upon payment. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 10, Department of Union City Fire, the following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Chief Jones.
So, it was getting really dry. We didn't get a bunch of calls, but luckily we got some rain. Of course, everybody knows that was good rain, but most of it ran off, so it won't take long before it dries back out. We were getting pretty close to being under bird ban, but hopefully it'll green up a little bit. Other than that, everything's pretty normal on the fire side.
10A, Community Fire Grant. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of permission to apply for the Community Fire Assistance 80/20 reimbursement grant for fiscal year 2025.
This is permission, obviously, to apply for this grant. It's it's got a quick turnaround on it this year, right, August first? So, I'm gonna put, gear, turnout gear and stuff on it. Free money, so it'd be silly not to try to get it. We got it last year and got those SCBA's if you remember. I think it's 20,000.
Have a motion?
I make a motion to apply for the community fire grant.
Your motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Motion approved. Number 11, Department of Union City Emergency Management, following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Chief Jones.
Emergency Management Director Wilkerson said everything's good, nothing to report.
Awesome. Right. Number 12, Department of Union City Water and Sewer, Water Supervisor David Jones.
So, we'll move down a little bit, talk about the bids. So far, everything is going well with the sewer after that deal was yesterday, or, it was yesterday, we only went up about 8,000 gallons, 9,000, which used to be, that would be 200,000-300,000. So we're doing really good on that.
Yes.
So this will be part of that. Also, as you know, with the numbers being up on those TTHMs, got with the engineer, we're working on that. We're doing monthly tests rather than quarterly, and working with El Reno. And he's also working with Houston, coming up with some kind of plan. But mostly it's El Reno.
Alright, 12A, school use of town property, consideration, possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, and acceptance of Union City Schools to use property next to the park on Highway 152 to practice cross-country.
Did y'all get the letter?
Yes.
That was from Coach Griggs. Basically, he's asking if they can practice cross-country, this is their first year doing it, and run the outside of the fence over on our property, because it's kind of hilly and a little bit of stuff, kind of, give them a little bit of a challenge. He told me it'd probably be utilized twice a week from now until September or something, I think. Only be them and the coaches that's doing that sport would be on there. There's a letter from him.
I personally wouldn't have an issue with it. I'd love to see them use it and run that grass flat. But I think that we would have to set up some sort of a declaration of no liability.
Yes. No, release document or something.
They said they could provide insurance on that. Until they come up with something better, this is what they're starting with.
Anybody wanna make a motion?
Is this that land that's for sale?
Where we sell it.
They had in,
If we sell it, they can't.
Sell it, they stop.
I think the safe thing to do would be to have some sort of an agreement with the school, that has requirements in it, and indicate that if the property is sold, that they can no longer, we would have any control over it.
At that point.
I'll second that. So, if you make that motion.
I question why they won't run behind the gym. They can climb through canyons just as off-road as you can get. That's cross country right there.
I think it's leased out.
Waiting on you.
Oh, I second his motion. I make a motion that we have an agreement with the school to allow them to run as long as they have like insurance and, releases and the right to know if it's sold. They'll have to figure it out.
Motion, do I have a second?
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
Tom, that's something, as soon as they get that, we send to you, then they can start, don't have to wait till next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 13, bids for lagoon.
They're starting on it. I think it's the 15th or 16th, something like that.
So, we had two bids come in on time. And you have the letter from, CTC that, should be to his recommendations, which is also mine. Quite a bit cheaper than the other. And he said he's worked with this particular company quite a bit, and they've always done a really good job. What this is having to add a gate, so to speak, between two lagoons that wasn't done correctly when it was built, so, back when they raised, but get us back in compliance.
When they do sludge removal, what do they do with sludge?
That's their deal.
They don't leave it here, they take it.
No, it's, yeah, there has to be an approved, landfill, I think is what it says. But they're just doing, the base and then, what's it called, something A. We didn't do all the others because of price, the original. But the main one in the, provision A needs to be done just to get us back compliant. And, 36,000, I believe, yeah. And we have that grant for right at 120 that we, as soon as we get all this done, they'll pay that part, so it'll end up costing us about half out of our own money, so to speak.
I'll tell you what, Reed Environmental was awful proud of their gate.
Yeah.
CP3 quoted us $18,000 for the gate. Reed Environmental wanted $50,000 for it.
That's amazing, the difference in some of those. What that gate is, you know, we can release from November the 1st to April the 30th. And, that gate's just to seal that up better, it doesn't completely seal, so we have to put a plug in it right now.
So what's the 536 for?
What?
Here, on the total.
I probably don't have to pick it up. That's if we did all of those, he added a bunch of stuff that if we could afford it at the time, we didn't know what the price was gonna be. Like, it was removing sludge out of the top ones and all kinds of stuff, but.
Like a complete breakdown almost
Right, where,
of removal?
right, exactly, where this two are just the things that have to be done right now.
Yeah.
So the base bid plus alternate bid one is.
Correct, yes.
All right, do I have a motion? Nobody wants to fix it again?
I just always make all the motions, so
I'm thinking over here. So the math is, and I'm not the math guy, obviously, is the 211,400 plus 25,000.
Correct, which is the 236 for
That gets to that 236.
that's the final number.
Yeah.
36.
Yeah, these two right here. I'll make a motion that we go with Reed Environmental LLC.
Nope, CP3. Wasn't it?
No,
But he said
the recommendation of your engineer and David Jones is to go with Reed Environmental for the price of $236,400.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well,
that's
you
it.
said CP3. All right, my bad, go ahead. Environmental.
Is it Chris Paul? CP3? Maybe. I make a motion that we go with, to award the contract to Reed Environmental LLC for the base bid and the alternate bid in the amount of $236,400, or $236,400.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second.
Do we need to do a not exceed number in that motion?
Yeah,
I'll do 250.
you could do it not. Is that a firm number though? Is that a firm-
That's their bid, I mean, unless something crazy happened during, but
I'll
it's,
just stick with
not to
my,
exceed.
if we need to, we can come back and that,
I'll just
it'll be a
stick with
while.
my motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Number 14, Department of Union City Animal Control.
Busy. Sorry. Unfortunately. But we're having good luck with them going and stopping and everything, so. Right now we have 5. Got one we just picked up earlier.
All right, number 15, Department of Union City Streets and Alley.
Talked with Dave, again, on this asphalt out here, we've done everything we need to do, so he's getting his stuff together. As soon as the engineer gets him the stuff, they'll be able to get started on this. You all aware of what's going on with the highway, I assume, so.
Is that for the,
Yeah, we paid for asphalt over to Choctaw and Choctaw to 59, actual asphalt. That's a grant we got. And the county is covering the cost of, the extra cost, I think it's $25.
Steve, I'm gonna say that it might start tomorrow.
All right. I know I got a okey dokey one.
All right, number 16, Department of Union City Town Clerk Treasurer.
I have my report. Anybody have any questions off of that?
Credit, $33,000 credit?
yeah,
Yes, we did.
Yes, I
Thank
did.
you, Michelle.
You're welcome. This is $33,029, affecting us in less than 5 years ago. Good. And 507 only.
well, that's pretty good.
All right, number 17, Department of Union City Human Resources.
Nothing really to report on human resource side, except when we move down.
Okay. No action. Number 18A, OMAG escrow use.
This is what we do every year with our escrow. You probably remember last year we divided it up. This year, they're not giving us that option. I included our current deductible plan to go with it, so you could see that the amount for it is $5,339.25. We're sitting with escrow at $5,477. So they're just asking again this year, do we wanna apply it all? What do we wanna do? Our options will be to apply a certain amount of it and then pay later as like a regular bill, or we can apply the full amount, or we will not use our escrow credit to reduce our 24-25 premium for the workers' compensation renewal. So we can choose to either use it or lose it. Well, I guess we're not really losing it.
Yeah.
It's just going to the workers' comp.
Well, we normally just roll it in.
We normally roll it, but I have to do this each year, so it's your decision.
Use it or lose it, huh? Yeah, well, you guys think. Guess we use it.
I mean, it is really close, I mean, it'll still leave us a little bit left over, but it's really close to the same. I mean, $5,477 is what we have used, and our bill is $5,339. So, we'll have just a little bit left that will roll to next year, and then next year we'll be doing it again, but it climbs every year. We'll have to do this every year.
Somebody will
Because
be.
we don't have a whole lot of workers' comp cases. So, our money bills. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I was gonna mention our only workers' comp case. That's different.
Do I have a motion?
So we're putting it towards the OMAG, right?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we, put the $5,477 towards the OMAG 2024 to 2025.
I have a motion, do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. Number 19, Department of Union City payroll.
Nothing to report.
Number 20, Department of Union City Court Clerk.
I gave you your list of late fees again. Everybody paid by the 27th except for one person. Don't really have anything else to tell you.
And you are tracking the 2 times per year?
Yes.
You got a spreadsheet you built for that?
I have it on their account, that way anybody can easily access that, but can access utility bills.
Nobody's really caught on and doing a great job.
So is there a better way to like do it online?
Bill?
Right now, no,
Bill?
to pay.
Why does it cost more to pay it online than it does come down here and use credit card?
It's in court is who we use, and they charge a really big fee. That's who we use for citations. If you call them, they can pay that also. Right now, our credit card machines, I was taking payments over the phone, but they are not allowing you to do that anymore. It keeps saying communication error, and we can't seem to figure out how to fix it, so. The only option right now.
Whenever you reach out to the credit card company for the machine, why don't you ask them if there's a way we can use them
Okay.
to make online
I've
payments?
emailed them for technical support and called, and I don't get any replies or answers or anything, so I'll just see.
On these individuals who have not paid last month or this month, at what point do we send them to collections?
There's nobody that hasn't paid last month or this
Oh, I
month.
just seen this one already shut off due to non-payment.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is, that's the Sunrise Property. I don't know how to get ahold of them. We've emailed and called, and even Teresa has tried to talk to them, and we can't get ahold of them at all, so. I don't know. I'll keep trying.
So some of these, like,
Also, we don't have any.
Cool.
that-
Bring up, when we go to that new system, whatever that's going to be, we'll open all that, fees and all that, we'll figure that out then.
oh, 'cause at some point we gotta send them, I mean, they can't just keep not paying them. That one, for instance, already getting close to 1,000.
And is there a way to go to a note card instead of an envelope on the water bill?
Do what?
I will tell you,
A note card?
Oh,
I remade the water bill so that we did not have to pay to get them remade with the new due dates and everything, to save us a lot of money, and that may not save us very much money. That's gonna add a big expense, switch that to having somebody else put them for us. It's something I could get prices for them to find out.
I don't know if it'd make it easier if we did our automated stamp deal and just a postcard and do away with the envelope and everything, where it's just a postcard. And you can still type on there, big trash day, or.
And I can clear the air about the stamps too, they were already used on the envelopes from previous, from the auditor's recommendation, so I was trying to finish using them in order to, get them out of the office. They were already on the envelope, I tried to take them off. And not everybody got one, just what was.
She's referring to a social media post of someone who found that we were wasting hundreds of dollars on our water stuff, and we'd already addressed that issue.
okay.
Am I reading this right? There was 60.
Post anonymous, I think it's trash when you post anonymous person, don't worry about it.
There were 69 notices sent out this month, is that right?
not
Notices?
69 notices, those are just late fees.
Oh, okay, 69 late fees.
$1,000.63 was the total of the 69.
Yes, and, $140.33 was credited back out of that 1,063, because Horizon Ag sent their, check through the mail, and it was posted for a month before we got it, so, or, almost a month before we got it, it was a while. And so, they got the late fees, and then we, gave it back to them, so that it was not their fault that they were late.
For some reason, the post office did not forward anything when we closed the P.O. box. Cause I got a phone call today saying, hey, we got a letter back just today, I don't know why. It was sent to P.O.
That
box.
was on the envelope.
And it said not,
I don't know.
she told me it said not able to forward or something. But anyway, I'm not sure what that is. But, so I think there's a bunch of stuff getting not, instead of getting forwarded, it's getting sent back, some of them.
Yeah, the heat and air guy today tried to send his invoice to us, and he brought it in and said, why did you guys not get this? And they never
Same thing.
forwarded it.
Yeah.
Good job on that.
The ones in orange are the ones that got the, yellow or orange, I'm sorry, are the ones that got the notices. So there weren't that many. In yellow or orange, the ones that are highlighted, those are the ones that got actual cutoff notices.
This next round should catch us up as far as not, anybody being behind over 3,000. Should be in good shape.
A lot of people have already seen the ones that are
Alright, 21, executive session, no action. 22, no action. 22A, no action. 23, mayor and trustee reports. Anybody have a report they would like to present? Ryan?
Golly, I had some, oh my Lord.
No action. Number 24, new business. Any new business?
It's my understanding you haven't responded to Dell yet.
No, I'm not, I met with him,
You did meet with
I
them?
met with him,
When was that?
not last week, but the week before last.
Okay.
Wednesday, I believe, of that week.
Alright. Number 25, Ryan.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Adjournment 7:16.
I haven't asked, does everybody agree to it, John?
Yes.
Okay. What time is it now?
7:16.